back in Lord Boys Bros 1975.
Hey YouTube, it's a bit early for Hey YouTube, Lord Boys Post 1975. This is a video response to the 16-Bit Brothers Masturbators. What is your favourite fighter? Why on earth am I pointing like this? I honestly don't know. Sorry it's a little bit late, lads. I mean, I used to think Google fucked up my sub box, you know, about a year ago, but as of last week it's gone totally, you know, tits frisky. It's really, really annoying. Anyway, you don't need to know that. Pretty sure everyone out there knows who the 16-Bit Brothers are. They are in my channel list. I'll put a link to their channel and their video in the doohickey down below in case you don't, because you live under a rock. Now, what's your favourite fighter of all time? Ooh, Gaki throw. This is quite an easy one for me, a very easy one, but I want to talk about it because it's a game I absolutely love and adore. And also, it's on the Mega Drive. What a surprise. I have 3 honourable mentions, all kind of influenced by the arcade, and they do kind of actually, there's a process, they tie into each other. You'll see what I mean, I'm not meant or honest. So anyway, the first one is Target Renegade on the ZX Spectrum, released by Imagine in 1988. There we go. Right, let me pick it up, Stay away, stay away. Boom. There we go, nice. How the hell do you take a sledge to the midriff and then just, you know, shake it off? Someone's got 7-minute abs. Oh, there we go. Right. Target Renegade is an absolutely phenomenal game on the ZX Spectrum. You play 2 brothers, simply known as Renegade. It is simultaneous co-op, which is one of the things that made it absolutely fantastic on the Spectrum. The story is Mr. Big kills your other brother, so I guess that makes you triplets. And you go after him for revenge. Now, the reason I love this game is I absolutely loved and adored Double Dragon in the arcades. Said it before, say it again, that was amazing arcade where it was right next to the door where it joined into a chippy, and every time I think of Double Dragon I could smell fish and chips. And at this point there was no home port of it on the ZX Spectrum, and all we wanted, at least me and my brothers, was a simultaneous 2-player fighting game, and that's quite an achievement on the Spectrum if you think about it. One of you would play on the joystick, or one you would play on the keys, or I think you could do both on the keys, and we hated the crap out of it. You know, there's multiple stages, you can use weapons. I mean, graphically, the sprites themselves look very similar to the original Renegade, because it's kind of a pseudo arcade sequel, isn't it? There was no Renegade 2 in the arcades. And the sprites could look kind of better, but the better animation, the background scroll, the weapons are superb. The playability is absolutely fantastic, and it was a good game in its own right, but it simply blew me away because it provided me that opportunity to play a Double Dragon type game on the Spectrum while there was no Double Dragon game on the Spectrum, and when it did eventually come along, it was pants. Oh, and boring random fact. Sorry, I traded for it with a kid at school, and I'll tell you what, the wait the next day to get it off this kid at school, will he, won't he, you know what it was like when you did permanent trades back in the day. Forget what I traded with it, but yeah, it was just like, oh, he's not going to do it, he's not going to do it, he's not going to do it. He did it, and then it was like, it's not going to load, it's not going to load, it's not going to load. It did, and yeah, absolutely fantastic game. The next game I want to talk about, an honourable mention I should say, is Double Dragon on the Sega Master System, obviously an arcade game released by Technos in 1987, but Sega did their own port to the Sega Master System in 1988. In your face! Oh shit, I always found a kick and it's really weak. He says, and it's, do it, you know, kicking ass and taking names. Oh, the flying kick in this, oh, backwards flying kicks, oh, is that even possible? Flying kick in this is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic port. I mean, it's a kind of playground war argument, but I think it looks better than the NES version. I just think it's got better colour palette. But me and my brothers played this so much. We absolutely loved this game, and obviously at this point I jumped from the Spectrum onto the Sega Master System, and I could finally have, you know, a proper port of Double Dragon. And it's probably one of my favourite ports of it. It is single player, you know, 2-player, it's smooth, it's really, really tight controls, graphically it's really, really nice, it's very faithful to the arcade. We even get to fight each other at the end, which blew me away back in the day when that happened. And it's not as brutally hard as the NES version, it gives you unlimited continues until the final stage, but I absolutely loved and adored Double Dragon on the Sega Master System. Now, the next game I want to give an honourable mention to is Golden Axe on the Sega Master System. I kick like a League One side. It's embarrassing. Oh, you get these two massive, like weird barbarian dude people who have hammers and shit. Have I got any magic? How do I do it? Both buttons, isn't it? There we go. Alright, so it blacks the background now, but I still think it looks quite nice. Released in 1989. Now, this is interesting for me because I played and preferred this to the Mega Drive version, but there is a reason. Golden Axe on the Master System in 1989. This was at the point where I was saving up slowly for my Mega Drive, and I loved Golden Axe in the arcade. I remember when we used to drive, on holiday to Westwood O, I just knew all the arcade games that are really good and really cool that you used to see in CVG in the arcade section, even in your Sinclair arcade section. This arcade was brilliant, and they would have it. So to see that it was going to be released on the Master System, and then for once, because don't get me wrong, I love Double Dragon, but it's noticeably different looking from the arcade machine. It's a faithful or spiritual kind of version of it. But yeah, with Golden Axe, when I first got that, it blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. Sure, there are limitations, such as when you use the magic, the screen goes black. In the background. It is only one player, but other than that, I mean, who would have thought you would have got a version of Golden Axe on the Sega Master System with sprites that look like their arcade counterpart? Alright, I'm not saying they're arcade perfect, I'm not saying there's a shit ton of animation in it, but there's no denying it. Golden Axe on the Sega Master System is just an absolutely superb game, and every time I try and recall the name of the bad guy in it, Death Adder, I always end up calling him Black Adder for some reason. Oh well, never mind. But the game I want to talk about, which is my favourite fighter of all time, is Bare Knuckle on the Sega Mega Drive, released by Sega in 1991. I mean, look, just look at that. Graphically, it's superb. I know people say 2's better, but I just absolutely love and adore it. Lots of pine pot shops. Well, they sell furniture and weed. Ooh, but listen to the music. Still, some of the best music on the Sega Mega Drive. And I always play as Axel just because he had manly name and make manly noises when you jump. Or maybe his jeans are tight, so when he jumps, it hurts. What happened to my voice? Yeah, he gives him a wedgie. Oh, that's power. How wise would it be to drive around with your sunroof open if you're a police officer in a city this sort of, fucked up on crime? I don't know how true this is, but there were rumours, at least in some of the magazines, that Final Fight was going to come to the Mega Drive. Obviously, it did eventually end up on the Mega CD, and Final Fight was just huge in the arcades, back in the day. And this is slightly before, I had my Super Famicom, and I love Final Fight, and I absolutely just wanted to play it. And then it got cancelled. I was utterly devastated. And I remember being, I think it was, where was it? I don't know. It must have been an impulse shop downtown, reading magazines and stuff. I think it was the model shop. And yeah, I remember seeing this 1/2 page preview of Bare Knuckle, although they were referring to it as Streets of Rage, but obviously mine was Japanese. And interesting fact, if you play the original Streets of Rage on a Japanese Mega Drive, it's before the lockout or something, so you will get to play it as Bare Knuckle. But yeah, I remember seeing this tiny bottom half of the screen and going, what the fuck is that? It looks absolutely amazing. Oh, and it's it's a 2-player cooperative fighter with really, really tight graphics. And so the wait for it to be finally released was just unbelievably, just so difficult to wait this massive amount of time. But when it came out, blew me away. Amazing music. If you've not heard the music in this game, you really need to check it out. It's fantastic. The graphics are absolutely superb. You've got the pow strikes where the guy comes in the police car and stuff like that. You've got wicked moves, loads of stages, just a hands down all round polished and one of the best Mega Drive games period I've ever played. But yeah, I prefer this bold statement to Final Fight. People always challenge me on that, but no, I prefer it. I mean, I know 2 is technically, you could say, the superior game, music and graphically, and the one that most people generally consider the best in the series, but for me, no game kind of blew me away, blew Ickle Dave's tits clean off as much as the first time I saw that. And I did eventually get a Super Famicom, I did eventually get Final Fight, but I just thought, at least compared to the first version of it, this was just a better, all-round, more polished fighter. With no slowdown, or at least I can't remember there being any, and I haven't played it for a while. Don't correct me on that. Anyway, this is my video response to the 16-Bit Brothers, my favourite fighters of all time. So as I said, I'll link the video in the doohickey down below, and they are on my channel list. If you don't know who they are, I really, really do recommend you go and check out them and their awesome video where they asked this brilliant, brilliant question. Anyway, thank you very, why am I looking at the viewfinder? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.